Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Anzio. Check out VFP.football for all the underdogs of college and pro football. We got great stuff up there all the time. Exclusive film, scouting reports, these interviews, whether it's audio or video. We got all types of guys, college, pro, high school seniors looking for opportunities. Just all kinds of great players looking to make their dreams come true at the next level. So check out VFP.football. And thanks for joining us on the Victory Formation Podcast. I got a great guest, a 21 NFL draft prospect coming out of a small school, a D3 school, Defiance College in Ohio. Big, 6'4", fast, runs like a 4'4", 40, 4'4", something 40. Wide receiver, Anthony Amison II. Welcome to the Victory Formation Podcast. How you doing tonight?
Thanks for having me. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Hey, man, doing well. Can't complain. Just keeping busy. Knocking out some of these interviews. So you grew up in Ohio. What was it like growing up in Ohio, and when did you first start playing football?
Growing up in Ohio, it was really nice. I mean, I'm a pretty laid back dude. So in my childhood was pretty laid back and chill. I mean, I was the quiet dude, playing video games or whatever. But and growing up, I met a couple good friends. Still got about a good 3 good friends right now. But yeah, that's about it. And what was the other question?
When did you first start playing football?
When I started playing football, say like when I was about age 14.
Okay.
About age 14, yeah.
And what positions did you play when you first started? Were you always playing wide receiver?
No, I didn't start out as a wide receiver. I started out as a quarterback, and I didn't. That position was it was a tough position, really.
Yeah.
But I had moved to not running back, but a receiver after quarterback, and that started in Little League.
And when did you hit your growth spurt?
So I had my growth spurt. I say like my freshman year, really. My freshman year, I was about 6'1".
College?
Not in college, in high school.
High school. Okay.
And then I grew my senior year. I ended like 6'2", 6'3", and I guess I grew another inch in my freshman year of college. Got about 6'4". So yeah.
And when you were coming out of high school, you wound up going to, what was it? Northern Ohio, Ohio Northern University. I'm sorry. What made you choose to go there? And were there any other teams that tried to recruit you?
So what made me go there was just really the system. Like they were always in the spread offense, and that's the offense that I really needed. That type of offense will help me, expand my game and get me out there. And a lot of other schools were like, I know Bowling Green was looking at me, and what else? I think a lot of the D3 schools. I know Ashland, that's a D2 school. They were recruiting me, but Ohio Northern was just like an hour away, and the coach was really nice. We built a great relationship, and yeah, ONU is just a perfect fit. Really, I already know a couple of guys who are already going there too. So,
and you said you had a couple big games there. What was the one big game you were telling me about? Your sophomore season.
Yeah, so the biggest game I had there was the John Carroll game.
Yeah.
It was 3 catches, and I ended with like 72 yards, I think, for the day. But they're just a tough team overall. I mean, I believe they were ranked that year in our offense. I mean, we were prepared, but we weren't. Like we just didn't. It was just execution part. We didn't execute well. But that was definitely my best game, though. That was definitely the game I built my confidence up. Like I actually told myself, okay, I can really do this. I can do better than this. That's the game where I really knew I could like have potential. I had potential to like get to the next level. So that game really told me a lot about myself. But that was definitely my biggest game, John Carroll.
Nice. And why did you transfer over to Defiance College?
So it's really a money issue. I know Ohio Northern, they wanted $6,000 for me to come back there, and I just wasn't trying to pay that. So I just Defiance was pretty close to home, like what 50 minutes away, and they run about this. They run like the same system really as ONU did, but the competition is like a little less. It's a little lower than the OACs.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about next. How do you feel the competition has been, and you know, what would you say your biggest game has been so far at Defiance?
My biggest game was definitely the last game. I mean, I had what 4 catches for about 40 yards, but it's just all I can do is just do my part. Really, I mean, I can't do the O line's part. I can't do the quarterback's part. I just have to go out there and have to run my route and have to catch the ball every time and try to score with it. So yeah, that's that for real. I just have to just go out there and try to execute the best of my ability. In the competition, it's definitely lower than the OACs. But like the DBs, I just know I can beat them like every single time. But
Yeah.
when you have time to run your route and beat these guys, it can be frustrating sometimes.
Well, I always tell guys, everybody says, "Oh, level of competition," but did you dominate that level of competition? And then, if you could get yourself into all-star games or at any of these events, spring league or whatever it may be, and go against guys that are top competition in FBS or FCS play, whatever it is, um, you know, then we get to see you there. That's a big part. That's why I always love the all-star games. And with this, obviously because of COVID, you have this short 6-game season now in the spring, basically in March.
Exactly.
Tell me how that's an advantage, and tell me how that's a disadvantage having to play, this time of year.
So with COVID going on, like tell you how it's an advantage and disadvantage.
Yeah, this 6-game little stint you're doing here in March. How's that an advantage, and how's that a disadvantage coming into draft season and everything?
I feel like the advantage is that these scouts and people, they get to see you in pads like right before the drafts and right before all the signings happen. So I feel like that's an advantage to get to see exactly what you can do
You get to play it all, yeah.
pads on instead of out there just running the 40 and just lifting 225. I feel like the putting the pads on, the helmet on, that tells a lot, obviously.
Oh yeah, they let you do that. I seen, that's where I got your 4.40. When were you able to run the drills?
The so I ran the 40 at Ohio Northern, and that was in 2019.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a 4.47 that I ran.
Okay.
So I just wish I could run it now.
Well, you're a big dude. You're 6'4". How much you weigh?
I'm 190.
190.
Yeah.
You use a lot on the outside. They use you big in the red zone. I see you,
Yeah.
going up there, beating out the DBs. Um, yeah. So that's a good time for a guy your size. That as long as you're around the 4.5 range, a little under the 4.5 range, they can move you outside
Yeah.
instead of look at you there because there is a lot of slot guys. And if you could play outside, it gives you a better opportunity for sure. Um,
I'm just really excited about, just playing receiver. I've really developed as a receiver, with the line weaves and the getting off the line and tempo bursts. I've, learned all this stuff from a great wide receiver coach from Ohio Northern.
nice. And do you watch a lot of film? Does he give you a lot of film to watch?
He did give me a lot of film to watch for sure, and he, taught me himself like on the field when he was there teaching. I just definitely learned a lot from him. I just thank God for him.
Beautiful. And how did you stay in football shape during the pandemic?
During the pandemic, I really just did a lot of running on the track and on the field, and I also stayed in the weight room. Just did a lot of stretching, a lot of striding on the field. Definitely ran a lot of routes, to keep my knees and legs ready for the season.
And how do you keep your mental straight, your mentality good, during this past difficult year?
Um, I do that with really just spending time with my family, honestly. Trying to, not go out to parties or, you know, bars or whatever stuff, things like that. Really just staying inside like I usually do and just doing me, really. Just watching some football, basketball, you know. But really that's it, just staying inside and staying to myself, honestly.
And you got like a lot of nature near you. You're able to go out in the woods or anything.
I live in the country. out,
Yeah,
out so there's a ton of woods, a ton of space for me to just I can take a walk outside and just
that's nice. Yeah, I did the same thing all last spring when they started locking people up like that. I
oh
just went out. I live over near the Delaware Water Gap, so
yeah,
really beautiful area in the spring and summer. Cold as heck over the last
I know,
6 or 7 months. It's been a rough go. I can tell you that. I'm looking forward to some warm weather coming up this weekend.
right?
Um, what's some? I seen. I was reading your Draft Diamonds interview a little bit, and you mentioned you watched a lot of NFL as a kid. What's some NFL players that maybe influenced you or inspired your game growing up?
So the first guy I really liked really was Marquise Colston. He was a wide receiver for the Saints, and he
Yeah,
was
number 12.
yep. His game was just I don't know, so smooth, and he was my height. Like I compare myself to him. Okay, we're the same height, not the same weight because I think I was like what 170 around that time. But yeah, I really compare my game to his. Really, he was just a smooth route runner, and he didn't really say much. That's kind of how I am. I'm not really a big talker on the field. And they said with interviews, that's just like how he is. So yeah, he really like started me out. I started watching him, like, dang, I like the way he dresses and the way he runs his routes, and
You just got it done.
yeah, yep, all
Week
of
in, week out. Before the Saints had all those great receivers they have now. Now I mean over the last 5 years they've just had really a lot of talent at the wide receiver. But back then it was basically Marquise Colston. Marquise Colston was taking care of business.
exactly, yep.
Um, what about a person in your life that really keeps you striding towards your football dreams?
Person, I'd say my dad for sure. Just watching him get up day in and night out, and get his grind on, get his training in, get his workouts in, and still be there for me and my brothers and my sister. That it just says a lot to about him. His work ethic is just it's unmatched, really. Like he's probably definitely the most inspirational person in my life for sure, and he makes me want to just do more.
Very important to have someone like that in your life that just works hard and you can see that work ethic. And so, I mean, what would you say? Like your coaches, your teammates would say your biggest attribute is on the field as well as in the locker room.
I say they tell you that I'm a positive guy. Not negative at all. I'm just trying to uplift my teammates, even though we're having a tough season right now. I just try to uplift them every day. To just focus in and just focus on your technique when you're out there, and just go all out. Really, that's all you can do is just try your best. I mean, whatever the scoreboard is, it is what it is. But all you can do is go out there and try your best to execute. And that's what they'll tell about me. Just I'm definitely a positive guy, and I just let them know that hey, you just gotta keep going. Really,
Yeah. And how's that gonna work after this little 6 game season? Are you gonna have a pro day or how are you gonna how does that go get it go?
I don't know. I don't know yet, but I'm hoping for one. Um,
Because you
I'm
got FCS schools going right now too. So
yeah.
I imagine they're gonna have some stuff.
I don't even know how that goes really.
I know it's new for everybody. I don't think nobody's ever been through anything quite like this.
Yeah,
Um, it's
but I'm
tough.
get a pro day and just showcase my talent, showcase. you know, how many times I can put up 225, and my 40 time and my shuttle time, things like that. I want to show, you know, people that I can play at the next level for sure, and I'm not just out there just to be out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the main thing is, there's always events and stuff. There's a lot of different events, and some of them are good and some of them are bad. It's just, they just had some of them, so I don't know exactly the timing of everything. One way or another, we'll figure out how to get you some numbers out there, and really all you need is a tryout or get somebody to, let you get into camp, or just, even once the CFL or anybody's able to have tryouts, or I don't know what the NFL is going to have, the 90-man thing again, and probably not, but they'll have hopefully more than they had last year, and the protocol won't be in place, so they will be able to bring guys in for tryouts and stuff. So that'll help a lot, and you get out there on a tryout and you'll get all those numbers, whether
Yeah,
it's NFL or CFL, both you get numbers at the tryout. So
yeah. I'm just glad everybody's prepared now. You know, with this pandemic coming out of nowhere last year, and where those teams are now.
yeah. Well, with that being said, tell any scouts, GMs, coaches, NFL, CFL, whatever it may be, tell them why Anthony Amison II is a great addition to their organization.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'm a great addition because I can run every route. I'm a positive guy on the sideline and off the field. Um, and I just want to win. I just want to go out there and I want to win every single game. I want to go grab every ball out the air. I want to block to the best of my ability, and I I just want to score touchdowns. I just want to give my team the best chance to win the game. And yeah, you won't. It's definitely won't be a bust. I mean, I've been working my whole life, you know, to get a shot in the league.
And you're getting your degree?
Yeah, I'm getting my degree in criminal justice.
Nice. So was that in the summer?
I will have it in the summer. Yup.
Good, good. And if you want to plug where anybody can find you on social media, go for it.
Yeah. So my social media is Anthony underscore Amison the second. That's my Instagram.
Okay.
Yep. And my Twitter is Anthony Amison. Yeah, it's just Anthony Amison Jr.
Okay. Yeah, I'll link everything up. I'll get your film together and put it up with the profile and this interview, and get your name circulating around. You could always use big, fast wide receivers on the outside. We appreciate you coming on the show, Anthony, man. Have a good night.
I appreciate you. Yeah, you too.
Anthony Amison, check him out. 2021 NFL Draft Prospect.